What's up guys? I'm going to be doing some Marine Arena for you today, and I think I'm going to try and basically record MA games, and I'm going to focus on particular things so that the content for MA is still being produced. It's still going up on YouTube, where I think there's actually more interest on YouTube than there is actually anywhere else on Twitch or any live thing that I could do. So I think I'll continue making content for YouTube, but I won't be streaming MA as much. I'll probably still do warm-up games at the start of my streams. So one game of MA out of the 6-hour stream that I do. But overall it's going to be YouTube for MA and ladder cannons. Yeah. In fact, I might even stop doing the warm-up game for MA and just do some unranked games for warm-up, because that'll be a better warm-up, let's face it. And then I'll just do more YouTube videos. So I'm here with Lord Canny. There he is, he's currently actually streaming. And I'm using a playlist that I've orchestrated to not be muted on Twitch, but if some songs are suddenly muted on Twitch, because YouTube, if some songs are suddenly muted on YouTube, then I do apologize. I will cut them out of the playlist and keep refining the playlist like that. The majority of this video, at least, you should be able to hear me speak, but I don't want to play without music. Yeah, that's right, I did have 150 viewers. And it's because the Muslim hosted me. He was kind enough to host me after he finished. He hosted me 900 dudes, yeah. Well, that kind of number. I've also been hosted by Parting a New Thermal. So yeah, that really does help, obviously. Every time they do that I get 50 followers. And even subscriptions, you know, people just subscribe and they're like, wow, this guy's okay, I'll subscribe to him right now. The Muslim likes him, and so do I. Terrans and Brits. Might have to switch to Terran then. Shameless Terran switch. That's true, I can be the Protoss Brit. I'm absolutely fine with that. Alright guys, so in terms of what we're doing here in Marine Arena, we haven't actually done much, right? But this is how every game starts. We break our rocks, we take the ledge, try not to feed too much over here. This guy doesn't even have his own rocks yet. We'll see if he tries to run down here. So he's already run too far, and he actually doesn't have that many units, so we're going to push down here with the superior numbers. And you can see I'm trying to stick to the back of the wall until I get down here, and then we push forward. Otherwise you're kind of funneling one unit at a time in a nice straight line. If I was trying to stutter into him immediately, that would be worse than if I just started down here first, right? So we're gaining a little advantage already. Actually one mineral, but he also was fighting Lord Canny, which is why the bounty difference isn't that great. Plus I had to walk into his concave, you know. We don't want zealots to attack us, we want to kite away from that. And it's already quite late for one, but I'm still going to get it, right? Because there's been no action, so I didn't have money. We do need an elite at 4 minutes. Canny went for Reapers, so there's no point me going for another ground elite like Reapers or Hellions or something like that. So I've chosen a Raven to complement my allies' choice. So that's going to help us get vision and things like that. Wow, that guy really needs to scan. Maraider's just walking into a cloaked mothership, so we need to identify who's the feeder. We can see that red is the feeder, at least one of the feeders, right? So we need to watch out for him and basically take trades of him. I'm going to get +1 now, by the way. There's no point waiting for another Raven when I have this mass. I'm going to Seeker this guy because he's clearly, Kazakh clearly knows what he's doing. He's cloaking against pubs and they're walking into his cloak. So we need to, if we can, do damage to him as opposed to anyone else. So like the Seeker is going to remove somebody's units and they won't be able to farm with those units. It might as well be the biggest threat that we can see. Now is a good time to buy the second Raven. So before I wanted to get the +1 because I was just about to go and have an engagement. That +1 was going to be very useful in that engagement. But now everything's chill again. There's no guarantee of a fight, so I've gone for the second Raven. So that's just a little efficiency thing that you have to do. When to spend your money and how. How and when are very important questions, obviously, the only two important questions. But don't forget that when. A lot of people I see, they make the mistake, they like bank like 900 minerals before buying 3 upgrades or something. Obviously that's much less efficient than just buying 1 upgrade at a time as soon as you can. So we're going to get some nice big Seekers. Spectres are the target. It looks, we can see red bumbling up here, that's because his units are trying to funnel up the ramp. So that could be because this guy's feeding on him with Mothership again, and that is exactly what's happening. It's not actually a big fight, there's lots of units around, but we're not going to get many of that because it's mostly a ledge fight, so we're going to get countermeasures now, which gives our Ravens more energy. We might even be able to kill this Mothership. And we didn't get the kill for that, but the Mothership does die, which is still good. Obviously we'd prefer to have got that. I thought I had energy for a Seeker, but I must have just barely not had enough after using the turret energy. So I'm going to use the one of lower energy because this one's going to have a Seeker soon and this is going to be a good Seeker. Wow. He really did like a stim there. If we can, let's get a unit. Kazakh's left the game. That was the guy of the Mothership. Looks like Lord Canny has opted for Colossus. Very good feeder, obviously. Can farm out. Good farmer rather, not a feeder. Lord Canny's the feeder, the Colossus is the farmer. We do have our money now, we'll just go upgrade to Maraiders. Just because look how many Maraiders we have. Like maybe it's something else would be a better choice, but like we have 900 or 800 supply of mostly Maraiders. So having 6 range on those units immediately, like this boost and the farm that I'm going to get with this boost is going to makes it a very easy choice. Like even if I have to swap out of this into something else later, when you have this much supply, it's kind of an obvious choice to go Maraiders, regardless of what else is happening on the map. Alright, huge Seeker potential here. We're going to upgrade +1 after the Seeker because we know we're going to get a lot of money. We're going to get another, just spamming +1 again. Going to hit that Guardian Shield. So his remaining units barely do any damage at all. Notice I haven't gone stim, even though both my units could get stim. I haven't gone stim because the fights are kind of like either they happen or they don't, and if I get stim, it's very likely that I just sit there and not use it, whereas the money that I'm spending in upgrades is like sure, it's like certain, right? I don't think I explained that well enough. So if I had got stim, so I invested 400 minerals into stim on my army, there's no guarantee that I will be able to use that stim effectively. Like I might just stim and the enemy walk back into their base because I'm sat here in the middle and everyone else is just sat in their base. So it's very easy to counteract my stim, my 400 mineral investment, by just walking away, and it's very easy to see when I've stimmed because there's a very obvious animation for it. So that's why you don't really want to get stim all that often, even though it can be useful in certain situations like this one. Oh crap, so we want to PDD immediately here. That's going to stop the Phoenix from doing any damage. I've been over here chatting Guardian Shield, spamming that +1 damage upgrade. I just kind of selected all my Maraiders there and pulled them behind my Marines so that the Marines end up in front of the Maraiders. I'm going to do it again, this time out of the fight, so that the Marines with lower range, they have 4.5 range, Maraiders have 6 range. You know, that way... Oh crap, my Ravens are off hockey, so we need to put them back on hockey. Yeah, so the Marines at the front, tanking for the Maraiders, and also able to actually shoot. Otherwise, if it's the other way around and we can get into a real big pickle where the Marines are stuck behind the Maraiders and cannot shoot anything, and the Maraiders are being padded out by the Marines, which take up space. I'm going to get stim on my Marines. Looks like there's a big fight coming. Maybe not. Gonna get those Seekers down. There's another one. I'm still spamming +1 on my Maraiders. That's not because it's the most efficient upgrade, it's just because it's the easiest upgrade for me to choose. I could do W, but yeah, I should have put health, so I should have been buying a couple of health. What are we on now? +6. Yeah, so I'm not paying too much attention to what number upgrade I am. In a pre-made perhaps I would, but the important thing is just to spend your money. Again, I had to put down an emergency PDD there to protect my precious Ravens. We'll get stim now because we have to go and take Team 1's base. They've just died. They've reduced the time to all the buildings die really quickly now, but the units are still very valuable, so I'm going to go in and take all of that. Lord Canny is requesting asylum in our base. You can see he's put his Colossus in our army, sorry, not our base. So we have to make sure that his Colossi are safe. You know, when you see your ally do that, you don't want to let him down and let his units, let his precious investments die. So keep an eye on them as well. Keep an eye out for ghosts and phoenixes. You know, if Phoenix runs in here, I need to be ready to try and defend Lord Canny's Colossi, which are by far more expensive than anything I have here. Oh boy, I ran into a turret like a scrub. I actually lost both to that turret. That turret with 2 kills. Having a great time. So yeah, we need to cover Lord Canny here. I'm going to spam armor on my Maraiders to provide a bit more tanking. Oh man, I'm going to kill that turret so Lord Canny might live a little bit. He needs to fight though. I'm running this. I'm going to save this guy. I'm going to run my army over here. Oh man, Lord Canny's army is not moving over there, so he's going to lose his darn Colossi. That was a shame. And I lost both my Ravens to a turret because I'm bad, but we'll rebuy. Actually, we won't rebuy this. There's no point. We'll get a Medivac now. I need to catch that Phoenix somehow. Might make a play here. Oh no, he's actually been very prudent with it. So we'll go heal that up. I assumed he would keep his Phoenix on the ledge. He doesn't seem to want to do that. Lord Canny's saving there. I think he wants money to rebuy his Colossi. I don't think he was worried that we were going to lose anything there. Yeah, there's no point rebuying the Ravens. I see a lot of players, they make the mistake of rebuying the Ravens this late. But it's 20 minutes into the game now. Anything that you buy from the Elite Shop is pretty much going to be useless except for the Medivac, which is more of just, I'm going to be able to move my units better than you are, rather than this is a unit that provides any like damage or effect to the game. You know, the heal is virtually useless. They nerfed it into the ground right now, so I've even turned that off so it doesn't interfere with the way the Medivac moves. Otherwise, if you, I think if you A-click, yeah, it just doesn't move. If you right-click, it still moves, but if you A-click, it just stops and starts healing stuff. Whereas if you do this and A-click, it will still move. So if you've got your whole army and you A-click it, they will move with it. But if you put your heal beam on and A-click it, look what happens, right? The Medivac stays still, your army moves forward, and then it's exposed to anything that might be trying to kill it. Alright, cool. We've got 1300 minerals. It's the 20-minute mark. So now I've gone for a max range on my Marines. So I haven't even got health on Marines. I haven't even got damage on my Marines, but I have got health. And the reason is now my Marines have the same range, 6, as my Maraiders, 6. And we'll be able to fight in a group and shoot at the same range. Otherwise, I have to constantly mess around with keeping my Marines at the front, and even then, obviously a 5-range unit is going to get shot by a 6-range unit before it even gets one shot out itself. So that's why we rush out plus 3 range on the Marines, and now I'm going damage and health on the Marines. The range is extremely important. So bear in mind, we are in between the remaining teams. It's very easy to get flanked, right? You know, army here, and you're sat in the middle, for example, or if you're sat in your base at sudden death, then they can just keep ramming units your way. Oh, we do want those units, but more importantly, the turrets are really important. We want to heal a unit directly below our Medivac so that we can heal the Medivac as well. Okay, Maraiders technically get countered by Goliaths and Immortals, sorry. But this guy is very far behind, and also Immortals really suck. Just as a balance thing, they really suck. Okay, we need to kind of save this. So we do manage to save that. I don't have a recall tower, a support tower, so we do need to get that as well so we can start producing more units. Again, the heal is useless on that, so you're going to turn that off as soon as it spawns. But the recall and the chrono boost, more importantly, is extremely valuable. So we still have my one Marine, valiant as he is, trying to take out this 3000 health turret with like 2 armor. So I'm going to go help him out. Chrono boost as soon as we can. Chrono boost gives you 33% more units. So instead of 100 Maraiders, we're going to have 150 Maraiders, and that's a huge amount of Maraiders, guys. So we're dropping under the air, and air, it just loses all of its strength if it can't abuse the fact that you can fit so many air units in one pixel. It loses its strength rate. Okay, so as I said, we need to worry about protecting Lord Canny's stuff, so I went back to my base to chrono boost. Oh look, there's a Phoenix. Oh look, it's actually lifting Lord Canny's Colossus. We've got to defend that. So obviously this is a team game, guys, so do remember that. Let's have one unit for the ledge, and we'll go and poke over here. Void Rays are very scary, so I need to keep really high in bounty if I'm going to win this game. Yeah, Voids are very scary, so that's why Lord Canny is saying, Voids, man. Watch out, bro. You know, they're extremely powerful, just because you can fit so many of them in such a small space. So usually you lose, so if you go Voids and I've got Maraiders, I usually would have to switch into Goliaths. But I'm just going to continue going Marines, because if you look at his bounty, it's extremely low. Like, this is very low bounty. He wants to get my Medivac, he's not going to get it. In fact, I'm going to come back and get this last Void Ray. I did that maneuver just in case more than one Void Ray escaped. It's just a bit of energy on the Medivac, so it's not expensive. But as you saw, the Void Ray is completely melted. He went for my Medivac, I had my boost ready. I know that this is a possibility, so I'm not going to get caught out by this. And he loses all of his Void Rays, which isn't great as a Void Ray player, especially when you have no bounty. His only way back into this game would be to amass a million, like 900 supplies of Void Rays, and take some good fights. Which, to be honest, is possible, because the mechanic is really strong of having that many units in one space. I'm going to drop some units here, I'm going to spread them out. Oh wow, he's got a lot and he's stuttering them, so we're going to evacuate this. He's also stimmed his entire like 800 supply, so we can wait until that burns out and then fight again. I get a health upgrade now on my Marines. I should have got that earlier, to be fair. I'm not going to drop everything from this Medivac, just enough to complete this concave. I don't want to get saviored and lose too much. I'm going to spam some health, because that's what's missing right now from my army, just a bit of bulkiness on the Marines. Armor as well would be extremely strong here. I'll get some armor on the Marines because we've got health on them. 3.5 armor and his Marines are doing 7 damage, so it's very much nullifying the DPS from the Marines. I'm going to save what we can with the Medivac and scoot on out of there. Don't need to boost because the save is far away. Gonna have a dude here ready to buy the rest of the Marine upgrades. I need 2 more attack speed upgrades. They're very important for DPS on the Marines. We've got +5 and then +6 on the Maraiders, I believe. Yeah, so you know they don't need that much more. We're gonna get that as soon as we can. Like I say, the timing of the upgrades is extremely important. Buying everything on time, huge mechanic of this game. And then we're just going to sit here and farm his production. So he's producing units and we're killing them. He can save you for like 20 supply. Obviously that's never good to do, but he was in a bit of a pickle. The correct decision there is to build like a photon cannon. And that's not just me as somebody that cannon rushes on the ladder a lot, or exclusively. That's actually the right response. Photon cannon in your main, clean up any farming that they might do against you. Team 2 is now gone, so we're going to bring in the rest of our army and clean up all these buildings before the Void Rays get here and try and steal something, and also before this very short 20-second timer is out. So we've maxed our Marines. Medivac can't really hide with my units right now, so I'm going to just shift click it back like this, so it's going to come back in time for when that turret dies. Otherwise, if I'd brought it in with the turret, it would die, and if I'd left it there, then the Void Rays might come from the dark here and kill my Medivac. Alright, I'm jumping forward, I'm target firing certain Void Rays that are clumped up so that I can get them in the splash. Wow, I have a lot of money after killing those. He went for Goliaths, by the way, Lord Kenny. Yeah, after killing the buildings, obviously you have tons of money, so you need to spend that for the next big fight. How's he seeing up here? I'm going to spam some armor as well. Oh yeah, he's killing lings. I mean, he's got lings. He's killing me with lings, I guess. It's pretty advanced for somebody that rushes out Void Rays and does so little of them. I don't actually get the lings. That's why it's very powerful to do that, and also annoying. Saves them a lot of scans. Yeah, the game's over obviously, but we still need to clean them up in an efficient way because they've got 4 saviors potentially. And if we're not efficient about it, then it's going to take longer to finish the game. So this was a Raven opener into Maraiders because we had a ton of supply with the Maraiders. Into losing the Ravens to an AFK turret, not an AA turret, I doubt it had alcohol problems, into getting a Medivac and using our advantage to basically outposition the opponents and take good fights, because we've got upgrade advantage and then we've got positional advantage. That's a lot of advantage, guys. And then we're going to drop again. So we're just, again, squeezing out those saviors. He's scanning, so he's going to save. I'm going to save what units we can. Like I say, every like 10 units at this point for me. Oh crap. He's got a ghost. Wow. I did not notice the ghost notification because I'm thinking about what I'm saying, but that was pretty sneaky. I thought my Medivac was safe. I was like, that savior really shouldn't have hit my Medi, but then he sniped me. Okay. Once this is about out of range, it can still be alive, it just needs to be out of range. We'll do some drops. This is just to speed up the end of the game here. He's killing his own compound, but I don't think he'll even get it. Yeah, he won't. These Marines have 200 health. My regular ones have 85 health because the Merc Marines have more health. GG! I'll offer the CC to Lord Canny because this is Marine Arena etiquette, and he'll say, "Just take it, mate. Screw the etiquette." And yeah, that'll be it. GG, boys. That was Maraiders, Ravens, and Medivac. Very simple strat. Just thought I'd go through kind of. I'll play games and then I'll explain. Xcast trolling me. I'll just explain my thinking, my thoughts on different potential actions, and hopefully people will learn from that and enjoy Marine Arena a little bit more. Cool. Alright guys, thank you very much, subscribe and all that. I'll see you guys next time.